A leaked internal paper from the world's most safety-focused AI lab showed their model failed 83% of jailbreak attempts. Their response: this is precisely why safety research requires publishing uncomfortable results. That was one story. This week had 10. April 20th to 26th, 2026. 7 days. $100 billion infrastructure commitment. A model launch that doubled developer costs overnight. Open source AI from China undercutting those costs by 200 times. Released the following morning. Google confirming it's powering Siri. Nvidia crossing $5 trillion. Tesla tripling AI spend. Visa building payment rails for non-human buyers. 78 AI bills moving through state legislatures, the most in American history. This is AI Recap. Here's what happened. Amazon committed $5 billion in fresh investment to Anthropic this week. Total investment now exceeds $8 billion. But the investment figure is almost a footnote. The real number. Anthropic committed to spending $100 billion on Amazon Web Services over the next decade, the largest AI infrastructure commitment ever made. Anthropic stays independent. This is not an acquisition, but AWS becomes the default cloud for training and running frontier models. Andy Jassy framed it plainly. We're building the physical and software infrastructure that AI runs on. Every Anthropic model trained over the next decade, every Claude version, every safety experiment, every commercial product, runs on Amazon servers. $100 billion buys that guarantee. OpenAI launched GPT 5.5 on April 23rd. Internal codename, SPUD. Better reasoning, better code, better at complex multi-step tasks. The launch was smooth. The pricing was not. GPT 5.5 API access cost $30 per million input tokens. GPT-5 was 15. Developers noticed immediately. By end of day, the top post on Hacker News was a spreadsheet showing what production workloads would now cost. The numbers were not small. OpenAI's explanation: larger model, more compute, more RLHF. The economics of frontier AI don't compress easily. Free and Plus users get rate-limited access. The price hike lands on developers and enterprise, the people actually building products on top of these models. The following day, April 24th, Chinese AI lab DeepSeek released DeepSeek v4, open source. 1 million token context window. API price, 14 cents per million input tokens. GPT 5.5 is $30. DeepSeek v4 is 14 cents. That is a 200 times price difference. Benchmarks show v4 matches or exceeds GPT-5 on coding and math tasks. Model weights are fully public. Anyone can self-host. The timing was not subtle. Developers already frustrated with OpenAI's pricing had an alternative available within 24 hours. The open source versus closed AI debate, which had quieted somewhat in early 2026, came back hard. U.S. policymakers flagged the release as a national security concern. DeepSeek is based in Hangzhou. The tension between cheap, capable AI and where that AI comes from is not going away. At Google Cloud Next in Las Vegas on April 22nd, Google confirmed what had been rumored since early 2026. Siri will run on Gemini. Apple keeps Siri's interface, personality, and privacy architecture. Google handles the inference backend, the actual reasoning. Complex multi-step queries, the kind Siri has failed at for years, now run on Gemini infrastructure. The context matters. Apple reportedly explored building its own frontier model. They concluded it would take too long and cost too much, so they went to Google. Apple's $3 trillion platform now runs on Google's AI infrastructure. The two largest U.S. tech companies, historically competitors, are now deeply intertwined at the foundation layer. That is not a trivial sentence. Anthropic's safety team produced internal red team results for a model called Mythos, a Claude variant trained specifically for adversarial robustness. The finding: 83.1% of prompted jailbreak attempts succeeded. the highest published failure rate from any frontier lab. It was not supposed to be public. The paper leaked on Discord on April 24th. By April 25th, it had spread across every AI forum and outlet in the space. Anthropic's statement: "This is precisely why safety research requires publishing uncomfortable results." Both things are true simultaneously. Publishing failure rates honestly is what rigorous safety research looks like. And the headline, "Anthropic AI fails 83% of jailbreak tests," is also accurate. The episode exposed a real tension that the field has not resolved. Nvidia crossed $5 trillion in market cap on April 24th. Most valuable company on Earth, ahead of Apple at $3.4 trillion. Microsoft at $3.1 trillion. Saudi Aramco. Jensen Huang's net worth passed $150 billion. Stock up 340% over 12 months. Nvidia belongs in this recap for the same reason it belongs in every recap. The Amazon Anthropic deal runs on their chips. GPT 5.5 was trained on their chips. DeepSeek V4 was trained on their chips. Tesla's Colossus cluster is over 200,000 H100s. Google's TPUs exist to compete with Nvidia, which means Nvidia sets the benchmark everything else is measured against. Whether $5 trillion is justified or a bubble is a debate analysts are actively having. The underlying demand is not in question. Elon Musk announced Tesla will spend over $25 billion on AI and infrastructure this year, 3 times last year's figure. The spend splits 3 ways: expanding Colossus for XAI, scaling Optimus humanoid robot production, and training data for full self-driving version. 15. On Optimus, Musk said robots will outnumber Tesla cars within 5 years. Tesla's stock rose 12% on the announcement. Investors are pricing it as an AI company with a car division, not the other way around. Colossus is already the largest GPU cluster in the world. The expansion doubles it. 3 things from Google Cloud. Next worth tracking: 1. The Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform. Businesses can now deploy autonomous agents that browse, write code, and take actions on behalf of users, all through Google's infrastructure. 2. 8th generation TPUs, branded Trillium 2, available immediately. Faster training throughput. Direct competition with Nvidia's data center position. 3. Deep Gemini integration across all Google Workspace products: Docs, Sheets, Gmail, Meet. Google's framing: "We're not just an AI company, we're the AI infrastructure company." That is a direct challenge to Microsoft Azure, which has spent 3 years building the same claim. Visa launched a product this week called Intelligent Commerce Connect. The premise: AI agents will buy things on your behalf. Visa wants to be the payment infrastructure for that. Agent-specific virtual cards, user-set spending limits, real-time transaction notifications to humans. Launch partners: OpenAI, Anthropic, and Microsoft Copilot. Visa's CFO described agents as the next consumer segment. This is the first time a major financial institution has built infrastructure explicitly for non-human buyers. The commercial internet took 20 years to reach this kind of institutional commitment. The agent economy is apparently moving faster. As of April 24th, 78 AI-related bills are active across 27 U.S. states, the most in any single legislative session in American history. Topics: deepfake disclosure, AI in hiring, AI in healthcare decisions, AI in criminal sentencing. California has 12 active bills. Texas has 8. New York has 7. They do not align with each other. Some require disclosure. Some require human override. Some ban AI decisions entirely in specific domains. Federal AI legislation remains stalled in Congress. States are filling the vacuum. Tech industry lobbying on AI policy hit $280 million this quarter, a record. A company deploying AI across the U.S. is now navigating 27 different regulatory frameworks, none of which fully agree. Here is what this week looks like when you step back. Amazon locked in Anthropic's cloud spend for a decade. OpenAI doubled prices. DeepSeek matched those capabilities for 200 times less the next day. Google confirmed it's running Siri. Nvidia hit 5 trillion. Visa built payment rails for agents. States passed AI legislation at a pace the federal government hasn't matched. The received narrative, AI is accelerating, costs are rising, competition is fierce, regulation is coming. All true. But the more uncomfortable read is this. The consolidation is already happening, and it happened faster than the regulation can track. Amazon and Anthropic, Apple and Google, OpenAI and Microsoft, Tesla and xAI, Visa and 3AI Labs as launch partners. The infrastructure layer of the AI economy is being locked in right now, in deals measured in hundreds of billions of dollars with 10-year timelines announced in earnings calls and cloud keynotes. The 78 state bills are largely addressing yesterday's problems. Deepfake disclosure, AI and hiring, real issues, but downstream. The upstream question, who owns the infrastructure, who sets the prices, who controls model weights, that's being settled this week in contract language and capital commitments. By the time federal regulation coheres into something coherent, the architecture will already be built. The question isn't whether AI will be regulated, it's whether regulation will arrive before or after the foundation is poured. Based on this week, after. Every story this week was about who controls the foundation. Next week, we'll see who starts building on top of it and who gets priced out. See you then.